Halo 3 ODST is widely regarded to be one of the most distinct and aesthetically pleasing installments in the entirety of the franchise. For some background, ODST was released 15 years ago today, as a standalone game built in the Halo 3 engine, hence the name Halo 3 ODST. It's distinctive through its cinematic marketing, noir/jazz themes, and mechanically unique gameplay within the context of the series. While it may not be objectively the best Halo game, it is my personal favorite, so today we'll be considering it to be the peak human experience. Step aside, birth of an only child and second wedding, maybe try playing the saxophone next time. In this video, I'm going to be talking about this game's development, its successes and shortcomings, and the impact that it's had on both me and gaming as a whole. That's right, it's only feet first into hell from here. To truly begin the story of ODST, we have to turn back time and go back to before the release of Halo 3. Hell, even Combat Evolved, to Starship Troopers. This movie served as a main inspiration for the entire Halo franchise. Released in 1997, Starship Troopers is based on the book of the same name, which was written and then released in 1959 by Robert Heinlein. He pioneered the concept of drop pods in science fiction and, by extension, ODSTs. But Starship Troopers' influence on Halo is the topic for another video. Perhaps I can also go over other influences such as Alien and Japanese mecha/anime. Let me know in the comments section if that's something you'd like to see. Marching forward, ODSTs are prevalent in all of the Halo games leading up to this point, but never truly focused on. They are a piece of the very large puzzle of what made the original trilogy so great. They're from the beginning and getting a fresh new look in Halo 2. We fight alongside them and even emerge from a drop pod as the Master Chief in the level Delta Halo.
Could we possibly make any more noise?
But what really started to put them on the map, in my opinion, came in the form of a trailer. One of my favorite pieces of Halo media, no, my favorite piece of media, period, is without a doubt Halo Landfall. Part of the marketing campaign for Halo 3, this trailer was directed by Neil Blomkamp and remains a talking point within the community as to what could have been. In 2005, a Halo movie was even confirmed to be in the works, directed by Neil Blomkamp, produced by Peter Jackson, and written by Alex Garland. You can read that script for yourself, but fair warning, it is pretty gruesome at times. However, the project was ultimately cancelled in 2006. Halo Landfall, on the other hand, did release. In July of 2007, the first of 3 minifilms, Halo Arms Race, posted on Bungie.net only a few hours after the Halo 3 E3 trailer. This was the first official foray of Halo into live action. Halo Combat was posted in August, and then on September 27th, just a few hours before Halo 3's launch, came Halo Last One Standing. The 3 minifilms were later edited and posted together in a 7-minute short film titled Halo Landfall. This film is the pinnacle of what Halo means to me. A small story set against a greater backdrop of humanity's struggle against the Covenant. It gives a glimpse into how the UNSC functions through the Menagerie armory scenes that take place on Mars. It displays the brutality of the Covenant through the eyes of normal humans rather than the superhuman Master Chief, and directly leads into the very first moments of Halo 3's campaign, with the mission of tracking his descent from orbit. It's also the first piece of major media to utilize ODSTs as the centerpiece, hence why I'm discussing it here in the first place. This video is just as much about the idea of ODSTs themselves as it is the video game. While this trailer isn't for ODST specifically, we do have We Are ODST to talk about still. This is another live-action short film that was made for ODST's marketing campaign. It follows an ODST by the name of Tarkov, starting with a funeral, showing his training, the chaos of a drop, and a battlefield funeral service. A lot that I said about Halo Landfall can also be said about this short. A small story, a singular character arc that tells us so much about the universe that we have come to know and love. Now that we've discussed some of the promotional material for the game, we can get into the nitty-gritty, gameplay. You can have the coolest trailers and short films ever, but if the game itself is dog shit, then I am not interested. Looking at you, Valorant. So what makes this game great enough for me to pull several all-nighters playing it and making a video about it? I believe that it all has to do with the core design principles that Same Token described better than I could.
Orbital Dropshot Troopers, or ODSTs, were a natural choice for their new protagonists. Hardened enough to make for exciting gameplay, recognizable enough from their striking armor, and yet vulnerable enough to tell a character-driven story.
We have a more grounded and vulnerable player character here, the Rookie. Yes, it's great to kick Covenant butt as the Chief, but to me it isn't quite the same as the feeling of fighting a real alien enemy that is both more advanced and stronger than I am. Overall, the gameplay is very similar to Halo 3's, but with the re-addition of health packs and the removal of equipment and dual wielding. Grenades now have a new max of 3 rather than 2, which makes up for the loss of firepower. I highly recommend playing solo on Heroic for the most enjoyable experience, as that is the canonical difficulty level. The detective and film noir aesthetic is ever present through the campaign story. Separated from his squad, the Rookie must find clues and audio logs in the New Mombasa streets. This serves to create a campaign with a semi-open world, missions starting every time a clue is found. The last few missions serve as a reward for this journey. Reunited with your squad, you can complete the mission and get home. It is worth noting that ODST's campaign is short compared to other Halos, beatable in 5 to 7 hours. Whether this is worth the original $60 to be paid is debatable, but of course I would say it is. While the campaign was short, albeit charming and the best one, Halo 3 ODST is not without more to do. This is the game that introduced Firefight, a new PvE mode where you can play in the different campaign levels, fighting against endless waves of Covenant. This has also received a number of updates through the Master Chief Collection, adding features such as the Sentinel Beam and Flood Fight. Squatting up with 3 others and seeing how you fare against Legendary difficulty creates virtually an endless amount of replayability. Even today, 15 years after the release of ODST and the catapulting of ODSTs into the broader view of the media, there is a large fan base that reveres this game as having the best vibe of any they've played. While it didn't innovate gameplay as much as other Halo games, it still holds up today. It's also worth keeping in mind that it had the shortest development cycle out of any Halo game, at only 1 year. That makes it all the more impressive of what it managed to accomplish. There are new Helljumper cosplays every other week, it feels like, and many fan films that have been produced. One in particular I've had my eyes on for a while is Stephen Ford's Helljumpers indie movie that has been in the works for over a year. The design of the ODST helmet is one of the most recognizable in sci-fi history. It is a very distinct and sleek look to it, on the verge of modern day, but still feeling at home in the 26th century. The helmet itself is a large part of why I love ODST so much. It's perfect. Also, fun fact, there is a Deadpool comic that shamelessly rips the design. As with any project, ODST is not without its shortcomings, but we're going to ignore those since the game is actually perfect and without flaw. In all seriousness, I could go on for hours about this masterpiece of a game, but I am unfortunately constrained for time. I'm a full-time student and I really pushed to get this video out on ODST's 15th birthday, as the timing was too perfect to ignore. However, if you guys would like to see me make an even more in-depth analysis of any and all things ODST, let me know in the comments. And for everyone that made it this far, thanks for watching me geek out for the last few minutes of your life. It really means a lot, and I'm doing my best to constantly improve my content in the hopes of making more and more entertaining and informative videos. Until next time, it's been Gingerbread, and I'm out.